Welcome to mission number 7 of the Viggen Red Flag campaign. I've skipped about 5 minutes or more of the early part of this mission, which is just all the AI aircraft lining up and getting airborne. You can see an F-16 going there. Takes them a long time to go, and it's starting to get a little bit tedious now, so I thought we didn't need to see that. I have changed the weapon loadout. I'm taking Mavericks instead of the recommended BK-90 packs, and I've also evened up these air-to-airs with 24Js on both sides. The reason I'm taking the Mavericks is because, according to the briefing, the target appears to have some individual objects or structures within it that need to be destroyed. And so far in the campaign, I've had absolutely no success with bombs actually destroying individual objects. So I thought I'm going to change to Mavericks, the only weapon I have actually had air-to-ground success with, and I'm going to go and try and pinpoint a couple of the objects in the target area with those. The alternative of just dropping bombs all over the desert isn't really that appealing to me. So I have requested taxi to runway. I have not heard back. I'm hoping that once the other Viggens there clear the apron. Yes, there we go. Good. Clear to taxi, runway 3. Let's just get a little bit of interior lighting. Or slash all available interior lighting. So as usual, while we sit here and wait to get clearance to take off, we shall have a quick look at the brief. Here's the briefing for mission number 7. Today's objective, if we scroll right down to near the bottom, is to attack this target here. And it looks like they're using the kind of archaeological airfield that's here, and approaching from basically the east. There are 2 targets, a DMP-2 over here on the left, which is air defenses, and then DMP-1, which I am to attack. From the look, it suggests we use the BK-90 bombs and kind of do a bombardment pattern across this area. But actually, it looks like there's a bunch of little individual structures here. So there's a higher chance of me basically just spreading bombs around this box pattern and not destroying any of those individual objects. So I have changed my weapon loadout for this mission. I'm going to take Mavericks, and I'm going to try and individually target a couple of those objects and try and destroy them. The hold pattern and ingress is pretty much the same as the other missions. Here's the flight plan, Bravo 3 at Irish, 4 and 5 basically straight in, followed by a right turn and then back out. Timing is also pretty similar to the other missions. We'll be waiting for a bunch of AI to get in position, and then we are among the last units to launch attacks. Let's get on with it then. So those were the other Viggens from the Dodge flight making their way out. We will now line up.
Dodge 2, Apple. Dodge 1-1. Abort takeoff.
So just as I was about to Right, we're clear for takeoff. Just as I was pressing the transmission to request takeoff, my menu system changed and I ended up pressing abort takeoff. But it didn't make a difference because we're away now. And we're just about at rotate speed. Off we go. Come on, girl. Up we go. Sorry, that was a very dodgy takeoff. The reason being I was actually looking not at the horizon. I was looking down here because I was just checking what speeds I would reach if I turned the afterburner off and whether my takeoff roll would be as long as the AI. They seem to roll forever, so I shouldn't really be doing experiments like that on a combat sortie. My apologies. But we're up and we're safe. No animals were harmed during the production of this video. Speedway down here. Climbing up to the apex now, which is waypoint 1. We'll reduce back to mill power. In fact, we'll go much lower than mill power. Bring my gear up very, very late. Too busy gas bagging, not busy flying. This does not bode well so far. Error riddled start to the sortie. The gear survived though. It's got a pretty strong gear, this aeroplane. You can basically have the gear down at 5,000 kilometers an hour. It's a robust old girl. Just a few meters now from waypoint number 1, and it's about to tip on me. There we go, that's waypoint 1. We'll now go to Bravo 2, which is 150 kilometers away. We've done this 1,000 times, so we're not going to bother watching this again. I will pick up the video at the hold point at about the time we get the push out to the target area. That'll save you some boring watching time. Righty-ho, we are at the hold point and we are circling around in the left hand. As you can see, that's my aeroplane. And we're waiting for the instruction to go do some damage. Now, there's a interesting, slightly reflective couple of squares which were just showing outside the cockpit there. That's an old bug with the Viggen that Heat Blur don't seem to have fixed. Strange sort of square reflections which look like they come from the instrument panel, but they're projecting out the side of the cockpit. So hopefully they still have plans to attend to that. I know they are very keen on selling the F-14 at the moment, but it would still be nice to see the Viggen fully completed. It's a good volume. So the pod can now also be turned to active setting. Gonna quickly just go through the waypoints. There's my target waypoint, and there's my next waypoint. That's all good. We're about to turn onto 090, so we'll make one full left turn, and then we should get the push.
Dodge. Push west.
Oh, no, we're getting it already. Okay. Thank you. Push west. Bravo 3, off we go. I just had the sudden urge to sing the tune from the Holy Grail. The one that goes doom doom do 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 doom 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 do 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 do. That one. It just feels like that kind of moment. We shall line up about here. Begin our descent. Actually, we need to come left a fraction more. HUD is very hard to see. With the gamma set so high, I've left it as it was in the last mission and the previous to that. Things can get very difficult to see the HUD. It's very faded. And I know there's a HUD brightness switch. I just don't know where it is, so I'm going to have to live with the HUD brightness as it is. I'm going to turn to low level mode. Quick check of the collimated sight, which I will bring down to a position just below the horizon. So I'm just going to put the aircraft on hold, and I'm just going to drag the sight down so that it's ready for later. Good, that's about the right position. Needed about 10 degrees below the horizon, maybe a bit more. I still want to be able to see the horizon on the scope itself. Good, that's all set. And it stays in position, excellent. What's my airspeed? 0.56, we can go a bit faster. I'm attacking the right hand side of the target today, and there should be some static objects that are lingering there, malingering. I'm going to get down to the approximate altitude of the peak of Irish so that we can fly across the top of it. What I'll do is I'll stick the hold on just as we get at about the correct altitude. Then we'll enter the target QFE.
Springfield 3, Port 4, passing Irish.
A couple of transmissions there of various other formations getting past Iris, so that'll kick off the air-to-air war. There's a good altitude, we'll hold that. Okay, kneeboard first, get the target waypoint QFE. There it is, 8479. Very low indeed. 847, almost 848. Getting a altitude warning there for some reason. Well clear of any terrain. So that's that done. Quick check of the tactical map now, just to make sure everything is fine. So we've got
Springfield 4, passing Irish.
we've got this situation here. I'm not going to go to waypoint 4. I'm going to come far to the left of it, out to about Pahute Bravo, and from there I'm going to switch onto an attack path. This is just too close to all this business. As soon as I get over those hills, what are these bloody things going to do? Although most of that's T-72s. There's a SAM site there. So, okay, there might not be too much of a threat, but I'm still a little concerned. AFK can come off. speed can go up to middle power now. There we go. We'll continue the descent. Now this is almost a straight flight in. In the last mission we had that enormous dogleg which I cut out with some superior tactical maneuvering. In this one it's almost a straight path from 345. Which may be another double bluff, but I just think it's good old fashioned send them straight towards the target thinking, which we don't really want to do. We want to do a little bit of jinky janky to throw off the hounds. This is Irish coming up down here. We've flown over this bad boy a number of times. Getting a bit used to it now. And the farms are up over there, I believe. A little bit of fencing going on. So we've passed waypoint 3, but I didn't fly close enough to it.
Springfield 1, passing Irish.
Not that that matters, because we're now just going to go straight to 4. We're going to come to the left of 4. There were some MiG-29s up here somewhere. So my plan is to stay low and just go around them, or underneath them. A little bit of a loading spike there. Got some good speed on now. 0.74. Dodge 2 are passing the farms. Blimey guys, you're kicking on. Right, we need to speed up. And I also dropped my tank now. There's no point holding onto that. Not now. Not since it's dropped below 100%. Okay, Dodge 2 have passed the farms. That's the farms up there. They had a real head start.
Springfield 4, vent in.
Something's been destroyed over there. There is a bit of action up there. Look at this. Waka waka waka. All sorts of stuff going on. Contrails zigzagging backwards and forward like spaghetti on a blue bowl.
Dodge 2, vent in.
Hey, bloody hell, Dodge 2's fenced in already. They are yonks ahead of me. They always seem to be facing west just as the call comes in to push, and I always seem to be facing east, so they end up on the westward track already, and they're just so far ahead. Makes it kind of difficult for me to catch up when we get in that situation. Where is my wingman? There he is. He's actually flying down with me today. That's jolly good. Last few flights he seemed reluctant to drop down to these kinds of altitudes. He would stay up there. But he's actually dropped down to my altitude today, so well done. Got the message. Maybe he got a bit of a scolding in the last debrief. That's better flying. Look, you can do it, you see, mate. You can do it. I think this is the famous mountain where Wags threw himself to his own death in the second mission of the campaign. Okay, so that's their follow-up flights. The Hogs are fenced in. That's our 18 guys that are going in to apparently do some work on the armour. I think the armor is what's just over the other side of the waypoint 4 ridge. I'm going to just quickly do an F10. Yeah, I think that's where they're going to hit. Yeah, they're behind me. Crikey. Maybe I should let them go first. Wingman's climbing rapidly. He's seen the terrain and he's gone rather nervous. Okay, I'm coming left now.
Springfield 1, fence in.
Left of waypoint 4. Probably time also to turn the old pinger on. "20 k's off to the right, waypoint 4. And the armoured columns are way off to our right as well, kind of behind us.
Springfield 2, fence in.
Okay, we're going to stay on this heading, diverging away from waypoint 4. And when waypoint 4 is on my sort of 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, that's when I'm going to hit waypoint 5, tell my wingman to engage, and then we go get him. Okay, up we go again.
Golf 1, fence in.
No sign of any SAMs. Okay, waypoint 5 now. Bravo 5. Start the gentle right turn. Oh, we're getting Samicized. Should be ground masked here.
Crossing port side.
40 kilometers out.
Golf 2, fence in.
Lots and lots of singing coming from my RWR. Okay, now we're going to turn right at the 40k mark. Going to get lined up with wingman. Engage.
Port 4, passing south of Helen and coming north.
Okay, now we're lining up on the target. I do have some contacts out in that direction.
Springfield 2, passing court study.
Okay, I'm going to hit F9 to tell him to engage mission, to complete mission and get himself back rejoined. Oh, got a SAM splash up there. Okay. Okay, there we go. We can see everything nicely there. Okay, I need to be on the right hand side of the target. Got all sorts of stuff exploding behind me up in the sky.
Springfield 1, SA-15 at southern airfield is down. Hog 1, at Springfield 1, SA-15 at southern
Okay,
airfield
I
is
think
down.
I see the target. No, it's to the right somewhere. Aircraft overhead. Distance to waypoint still 20 k's. Okay. Aircraft at too high.
Passing port side.
They're going vertical, those things. What are they doing? God, I hope they're not MiGs. I can't actually tell what they are. Well, we're just going to go for it here. Okay, there's the target. I'm supposed to go for the right-hand side. Right-hand side of the target. Right-hand side of the target. There we go. We'll lock onto something. That'll do. One weapon away. 2 weapons away. 2 targets destroyed. Turning for home. The vehicle on the ground there. Okay, well, we got our weapons away. Another successful launch. I do love using the Maverick. I think it's the best weapon this machine has. Quick check of the tactical map. And we need to turn right and get the hell out of here. Onto about 045. Dodge 2 is fenced out. Wow, they got through quickly. Okay, let's get down here. I'm hearing all sorts of kinds of noises that I do not like to hear. I need to get over this ridge. I need the ground masking. Come on. Okay, gently forward on the nose so we don't black out. That's happened to me before in this thing. I've pushed the nose over a ridge and I've gone black and then death has followed soon after. Okay, good. Right, we are clear now. Clear of all the mess and the noise. And we just went supersonic for a second there. That looks suspiciously like a SAM. Well, that could be aircraft attacking each other over there. I'm going to drop even lower here. I don't really want to survive this. Let's try and brush some of these cacti or whatever they are. Joshua trees or something. Fuel is 50. Now I can get home normally on 50. So we'll start the turn. Dodge, mission complete RTB. Well done. Okay, mission complete. That's very good news. I haven't actually seen that message. I don't recall seeing it before. I don't know if it's because I've never actually completed a mission. Who knows? But that's good to see that pop up on the screen. I love the Mavericks, really I do.
Call 2, bombs away, off to the east.
It's a very nice rhythmic pinging happening here. We'll turn right now. We head for waypoint 1. We should be up here somewhere. Yep. So we're just basically heading back towards the... I need to get actually into the Sally corridor, which is
Springfield 1 passing quartzite.
off to my left a bit more. Not sure if my wingman made it through. Don't see him. And he's no longer showing on my communications menu, which means he's been shot down again. They just don't fly low enough, I don't think, the AI wingmen, and they get themselves killed all the time. Still a bit of noise off in that direction. Don't need it though anymore. I think we're safe from all that.
Springfield 3, fence out.
Fuel is about 47%, which should be okay. I'll turn on the AFK switch now and we'll coast a little. Couple of external shots. And I will
Springfield 4, fence out.
pick up this now as we approach Nellis and set down to land. Righty ho, we've got Nellis just up ahead. So we're approaching from about the apex. I'm actually just going to do a single left-hand orbit here on low throttle just to kill a little bit of airspeed and a little bit of altitude. And then we'll be lining up to go plop ourselves down and have a non-alcoholic beverage, given that we've got to fly again in probably less than 12 hours. You can see I've got someone else just nipping underneath me there. Nearly had a compressor failure there. That's what that thudding sound was. But we're okay. Good, turning on now.
Dodge 1-1, inbound.
Right, a couple of landing checks.
Dodge 1-1, fly heading 204, Fort 1, QFE 28.20, runway 21.
Right, I'll quickly enter the QFE based on it's 954,8. Let's quickly get you up. 954 and a bit. Alright, now we'll line up. Reverse thrusters out. Airspeed's good. AFK on. Landing gear. There goes my landing light extending, the cockpit glowing like mad. We'll set to landing mode on the HUD. And it looks like we've got a crosswind again. I actually think the wind has been set to exactly the same setting every single mission. I can't be sure, I'm just guessing. But if it's a crosswind from the left, it's pretty much been a crosswind, I think at least the last 3 or 4 missions. Yes, you do need to come on and put a bit of power on engine. It's not going to work if you maintain your current power setting. A few chaps getting airborne by the looks of it here and having a play. Four white lights, I'm too high. This is very lovely lighting. This is really impressive. It looks fantastic. Okay, so having the gamma up high isn't too bad. When it's like this, my word, that looks stunning. Better focus on the threshold. Spend all my time gazing lovingly out at the outside environment, and then oh, okay, sun behind it. Ah, look at that. The shadows just drew in. I wish that had happened a lot further out, because it was quite dramatic. And now just as we drop below, the sun... Ah, look at that. That's really great. I don't want to look at the threshold. I want to look over there as the sun disappears behind that mountain and my airplane disappears into shadow. I've still got 4 white lights. I don't actually know if there's an actual... The system is actually... There we go, we're in shade now. It's actually working. If those lights will go red if I dip much lower. It doesn't feel like I really could go much lower than this though. I feel like I'm on a very flat approach already. I think they're going to stay. I think they're going to stay white no matter what I do. Okie dokie. No, not much of a crosswind. In fact, it's not much of a crosswind at all. It looks like we're landing almost into wind. So good, the wind settings are different for every mission. Good to see. Okay, we're just about bang on here. And I'm going to do a little flare and then I'm going to drive the nose in. Like this. There we are. Full reverse thrust until right before we come to a halt and then throttle off. I'm going to turn my landing light off and turn the externals on, just because I don't like the way it glows the cockpit up. We're departing right here. Goodness, blimmin' bloody hell, what happened here? I have no idea what's gone on here. Nellis has been bombed or someone's just really done a poor landing and has wound up over there in the hangars. Jeez. Very interested to know what happened there. That'll be in the papers tomorrow. Let's be cheeky. Try and break some American hardware by taxing into it. Hopefully we won't end up taxing into it. The goal here is just to gently roll forward. That'll do. See if I can get a... Yeah, that looks reasonable. I'll take that. Okay, we're done. We've landed. Mission 7 complete. We've done a usual trick of ignoring the briefing and doing it our own way, and we were successful. So I'm pleased with that. And now we have to wait for this little lockup that happens every time. It takes about 3 or 4 seconds, and then everything will come back. Maybe 5 to 10 seconds. And in fact, turning the engine off this time has crashed DCS. Therefore, we will call it a day there. There's a nice view to finish the mission on. This is not the first time this has happened. I don't know if it's a bug, but when you turn the generator off, by the way, Eagle Dynamics / Heat Blur / whoever else, the DCS platform crashes. Happens quite a lot for me. Thanks for watching. I hope that was fun. We'll see you next time.